At the time of making this video, the Senate is attempting the largest sale of public lands in modern history. And trails like the one I'm on right now and so many others are at risk of being sold. This is a heavy and urgent topic, and it's also a bipartisan issue. So before I get to what is happening and what we can do about it, let me tell you why I brought you out here to one of Washington's most popular and iconic day hikes. Perfectly ripe salmon berries. This one has a bug in it. It's good. Yep. This is the trail to Lake 22, a 5.5 mile round trip hike that is just an hour outside Seattle. Because of its proximity to the city and the fact that it takes you to a gorgeous lake, this trail is really popular with families and new hikers. And because of that, the 50-car parking lot is often overflowing with cars on the weekend, with cars lining the road to the trailhead up to a mile in each direction. This is, without a doubt, Western Washington's most popular first hike. The trail to Lake 22 is just a few minutes outside the town of Granite Falls, Washington, and it lies squarely in one of the plots of land that is proposed for sale. Look at this beautiful tree. Oh, it smells amazing. This is red cedar. I wish that the camera had smell-o-vision because the smell is exquisite. So this red cedar and other old growth trees like it are the reason that Lake 22 and the trail are protected. In 1947, Lake 22 was established as a research natural area to protect old growths of western red cedars as well as western hemlocks. So why, after protecting it, would the federal government propose selling off tracts of land that contain trails like Lake 22? We will get to that and why this is such a pivotal moment in history. But first, let's get to the lake. I think we're at the lake. Oh my gosh. Wow. It's beautiful. Also, bridge. Quiet bridge cheer, there's people around. So this is gorgeous Lake 22. Okay. So what is currently happening with our government and this bill? To really understand what is going on, you have to understand two things. The first thing is that Congress is currently working to pass a massive bill called the One Big Beautiful Bill. And yes, that is its actual name. The second thing is that within this bill is a subsection proposed by the Senate Energy and Natural Resources Committee, and that subsection demands the sale of at least 2 million acres of public land across 11 western states. This subsection of the bill is championed by Senator Mike Lee from Utah and Senator Stephen Daines from Montana. And they are attempting to shoehorn this enormous public land sale into a much larger bill. This language around public land sale has already been opposed from both sides of the aisle. In fact, when the bill first went to the House, through a massive bipartisan effort, they worked to remove language that suggested the sale of roughly 500,000 acres of public land. But then when the bill went to the Senate Energy and Natural Resources Committee added back in this language that not only calls for a public land sale, but raises it to a minimum of 2 million acres. People who support this public land sale say that it will help increase affordable housing because the plots of lands that are eligible for sale are often close to already developed communities and have infrastructure. They're places exactly like Lake 22. Supporters also say that this will help lower the overall federal debt. Now, lowering our national debt is a good thing because our debt is absolutely out of control. But viewing the sale of public lands as a way to draw down the national debt and also to solve affordable housing is frankly ridiculous. It is really shocking to see just how much land would be eligible for sale if the bill passes with this section in it. It covers huge amounts of land in Alaska and Wyoming, but also in Washington and Oregon and California. I want to be clear that there are likely communities around the country that border federally owned land that would be in support of selling that land to create additional housing. But this language in this bill is not designed to support those communities. It is designed to be a fire sale of public land across all 11 of these Western states. And on top of that, it's also designed to not have time for input from the community. If the bill passes with this language, it will require states to nominate plots of land for sale every 30 to 60 days until that 2 million acre minimum is met. This is not in the best interest of the public, whether you are someone who recreates on public lands or someone who doesn't. So just to be clear, this bill proposes selling off public lands from national forests and from BLM land, or Bureau of Land Management land. This isn't going to be selling off wilderness areas or national parks or national monuments, but there are so many areas, just like Lake 22, that are within national forests that are close to residential areas that are being prioritized. And without having the time to get input from community about whether or not we want a plot of land to be sold, there is a high likelihood that places that are extremely valuable to local communities will be sold off to the highest bidder. So now, the big question, is there something we can do about this, and can we fight it? The answer is yes. This bill has a July 4th deadline to pass. So call your senators, write to them, bother them in whatever way you can, and tell them to vote no on the one big beautiful bill as long as it includes language that demands the sale of public lands. That is the best that we can do. We can demand that our senators do not vote in support of this huge, unprecedented public land sale. If you are watching this video, or if you watch my channel, and you are assuming that I did not vote for the current administration, you're correct. I didn't. But there are lots of people who did, who also oppose this huge public land sale. And I am asking all of us to bond together across party lines to fight this sale of our public lands. Yes, this will absolutely affect me as a hiker and backpacker, but it will also affect hunters and anglers and OHVers and ATVers and anyone who recreates or enjoys our public lands. And that means people on all sides of the political spectrum. It is kind of incredible to be out here right now talking about this really impactful and very urgent thing that is happening that could very easily affect Lake 22. And at the same time to see all these people out here enjoying this gorgeous lake. I mean, I don't know if you can hear them in the mic, but there's so many groups of like families and teenagers and couples just out here hiking and swimming. And to think that this lake and so many other places like it might be sold to the highest bidder really sucks. I know that this can feel really overwhelming, and that often when I at least am met with bad news like this and things that feel pretty dire, it can be hard to act. So I want to try and make this as easy on all of you as possible. I have included below a template that you can use to write to your senators. I've also included the number for the Capitol switchboard, as well as a script you can use if you do want to call your senators. I'll also include a link for the actual bill so you can read it and really understand what is at risk. All of this information, the links, the phone numbers, the templates, all of that will be included in the description as well as a pinned comment. So use it yourself and then share it with your friends as well. Let's try and get as many people as we possibly can across the country reaching out to our senators and telling them to vote no on the sales of our public lands. Beyond reaching out to our senators, there is something else that we can do, and that is donate money to organizations that champion our public lands. One of the ways in which I am able to make this my full-time job is by having sponsors on my channel. So we have decided to include a sponsor in this video, but I am actually going to be donating all of the money that I make from that sponsorship to an organization that champions our public lands. I will let you know what that organization is, as well as share a receipt of the donation on my channel shortly in a community post. So if you want to see that, just make sure that you are following and subscribed to my channel. And now, with all of that in mind, a word from our sponsor, which is, of course, LMNT. As you likely know, LMNT is my favorite electrolyte drink mix, and it is something that I totally swear by when I'm hiking and backpacking. Ta-da! I carry at least 2 to 3 of these on every single hike that I go on. If you're not familiar with LMNT, LMNT is an electrolyte drink mix that has 1,000 milligrams of sodium in it and no added sugar. And it comes in a wide variety of really delicious flavors. For me, I find that LMNT is absolutely crucial to combat headaches and other symptoms of dehydration. I have tried pretty much every electrolyte under the sun, and none of them have worked for me, nor have they been as delicious as LMNT. If you go to the link below, which is drinklmnt.com/Miranda goes outside, and place an order, you will also get a sample pack of 8 of LMNT's most popular flavors. So if you haven't yet done it, go check out LMNT at the link below. Massive thank you to LMNT for sponsoring my channel and sponsoring this video and allowing me to donate all of the money that I make from the sponsorship on this video to a good cause. Yum. Lemonade. Cheers. I know political topics and videos like this one can be very divisive. On that note, I would ask that in the comment section we all be civil with each other, even if we disagree on a wide variety of other things that are happening within the US government or are contained within this one big beautiful bill. On this one specific topic that affects so many of us in the outdoors, let's all work together to oppose the sale of public lands. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it all the way through to the end here, thank you. And now is the time to take action. Pick up your phone, open your email, write a message, use all of those links that I included in the description and the pinned comment. We really need to start mobilizing to tell our senators to vote no on the one big beautiful bill if it includes language mandating the sale of our public lands. The time to act is right now. Like I said, the bill has until July 4th to pass. So let's use these 2 weeks to the best of our ability to bring the biggest opposition to the sale of our public lands. If you liked this video, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you outside. That wasn't as smooth as I wanted.